When we create ellipses, these control points exist as this object still considered as primitive object. When you do direct selection and make some editing on this object, however, the object will become ordinary shape and you will lose the access on this control. More about this later. First, let's discuss this one. This control node lets you trim the circle, so we can create Pac-Man-like shape very fast. You might be thinking, oh, I can create pie chart with this tool. My answer is no, you don't want to create pie chart with this because Illustrator already have dedicated tool for that in here called pie graph tool. But because our course is specific about illustration, we're not going to discuss graph creation. If we create rectangle or rounded rectangle, we have these small nodes to control the rounding of the corner. That's pretty much what we can do for primitive rectangle. After creating a polygon, we have several primitive control nodes. First is this one. If you click and drag it, the number of sides of this polygon changes. If we drag all the way to this point, we have a triangle. And if we drag all the way to this position, it will have 10 sides. And the last one is this one, which will round the corners like this. Having primitive control nodes is fun, but most of the time, we create primitive shapes only to get the base object, and then later on, we need to alter or tweak them further. If we, for example, edit this anchor point using the direct selection tool and move it like this object become ordinary shape, no more primitive control nodes. Now the question is, what if we want to convert the object into ordinary shape without altering its shape? For example, notice this circle shape I have here. To convert primitive shape to ordinary shape, we can go to Object menu, Shape, Expand Shape. By doing that, notice this circle now treated as ordinary shape, but at the cost of losing the primitive control nodes that we have before. After the object become ordinary shape, because we tweak the anchor points, there is no way we can turn it back to primitive shape again. But if we haven't done any modification to it, we can turn it back to primitive shape by going to Object menu, Shape, Convert to Shape. Now our circle is back to its primitive form and we have all of the control nodes as before.